In Iran's government fucking joking news, there have now begun trials of top reform officials in Iran. And these trials come off of the very highly disputed presidential election that was held in June. And the defendants include former ministers of the Khatami government, are now being accused of conspiring with foreign powers to organize unrest. A leading reformist, Saeed Hajjan, apologized for his grave mistakes. This is the fourth trial since the disputed re-election of Ahmadinejad. And that re-election caused street protests, which were pro-reform. And I can't believe Ahmadinejad and the Iranian government is actually claiming that the street protests and pro-reform attitude are because of outside powers, not because Mahmoud was running the country like a fucking sinking boat. And the BBC's Tehran correspondent John Lane, who was kicked out of the country after the elections, is now looking like a public denunciation of former President Mahmoud Khatami's time in power, and these trials are just seeming like trying to silence the fuck out of the opposition, which also seems to be really what's going on, is them just trying to silence the fuck out of the opposition. So, and many hardliners, conservative hardliners, are pressing for the arrest of two leading opposition candidates in the election. I should say, for the arrest of the two leading opposition candidates, Mir Hossein Mousavi and Mehdi Karodi. And the proceedings are only open to Iranian news agencies, and have been said that have been announced as show trials by opposition leaders. There are 20 people in the dock, and the people include Deputy Interior Minister Mostafa Tazadeh, I guess, former Deputy Minister Mohsen Aminzadeh, and former government spokesman Abdullah Ramazandeh. Sorry, bad with the names. Also on trial are the leading economists Saeed Leilaz and Kian Tajbaks, who's an Iranian American. So as I mentioned before, the Hajjarian dude renounced what he said and said it was my mistake, and all that stuff. The prosecutor read out the long list of charges against him, which is like acting against national security, casting doubt on the election result, propagating against the regime, and insulting regime officials, including Mr. Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. And he called for the maximum sentence against Mr. Hajjarian. And it's not clear what this would be. Mr. Hajjarian, who was paralyzed after an assassination attempt on his life in 2000, had real difficulty speaking, and after he said his name, another defendant read a statement that he had written. In the statement, Mr. Hajjarian apologized for his grave mistakes by offering incorrect analysis during the election, reported Iranian state news agency IMA. He said he was resigning from the Islamic Iranian Participation Front, the main opposition party, also known as Masharakat, and announced his complete adherence to the Constitution and to the Supreme Leader. Many people also in the three other trials also confessed, though a lot of people are saying that they were coerced to saying them and none of the sentences that have been levied against the defendants have actually been announced. A lot of, as you may know, opposition groups alleged that there was widespread vote rigging in the June election, and that's how Mr. Ahmadinejad, or Ahmadinejad motherfucker, that's how he was declared the winner by a landslide, even though there was a lot of pro-reform movement in the country before the election, and that's why people think that it was rigged, and I think it's rigged because everybody was like, yeah, reform, 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 and then Ahmadinejad wins? Fuck that. It led to the largest mass demonstrations in Iran since the 1979 revolution. And that revolution brought to power the current Islamic system of power. But what do you think about the trials in Iran? Post the video, comment, post the video response or comment, and tell me what you think of it. But that's all for now. I'm RezenatorZen, and there's the news, and I don't know what the fuck's going on. Peace out.